Money is energy. One of the most unuseful sentences I've ever read, heard about, and try to investigate or understand. Money is such a mystery to all of us. And there's 3,500 million people out there telling you how to manifest more money, abundance, and all of it sounds so woo-woo, weird, untangible, and complicated. And I truly believe that the energy of money, the frequency of abundance, whatever you want to call it, it has to be one of those special alchemizations where it holds such power in our society, yet we can struggle so much and understand how to make it work for us. And I truly always have this feeling that people who make like a bunch of money, billionaires, they know something we don't know. And a lot of times people say, millionaires don't look into astrology, billionaires do, and I'm gonna say the same about human design. I've worked with several people who have built $1 million business after integrating their human design strategy into their life, into their business, and have seen an incredible exponential growth that has absolutely shifted their reality. And in this video, I'm gonna break down why you're still broke for your energy type, okay? And I want to demystify this a little bit because honestly, money is one of those things that just triggers us to our core. It holds such power to our self-esteem, to our sense of safety, to our sense of belonging. Like, it is so intertwined in how we identify as humans that it makes absolutely sense that this has been one of the most requested topics ever. So you're finally gonna get my answer and breakdown on how to use human design and energy from the human design system's perspective to become abundant. Let's get into it. Hi and welcome if you're new here. My name is Maika Gabriela and I'm a human design reader, a deconditioning expert, and the teacher of the Transformational Human Design Certification. And if you're looking for a genuine source that is going to help you understand energetics and human design in a very tangible way, then this is the place to be. I'm going to break down everything that you need to know about yourself so that you can align with the right people, opportunities, and chances in your life. Please take a moment to subscribe. It means the world to see this channel grow. In the end, the one thing that is going to make you make money is how much you truly subconsciously believe you are worth it, because you can always settle. And there is this whole speech about, listen, you gotta understand, you gotta be realistic, and sometimes you have to settle. But when it comes to money, the only way to make the money you want is by not settling, is by you believing you're worth every penny that you desire. And this is so hard for us to understand because we don't see people around us live in that truth, live in the energy of deservingness. Watch them be successful, watch them make money, and how they just own that that's what's natural to them. It's like they carry this frequency, this energy that just attracts people who have money, people who want to spend their money, people who see their value and want to invest in them. And so I think the piece of worthiness is so important because we can constantly be pushing away situations that are making us uncomfortable because we don't feel worthy, right? There is this whole spiel about the imposter syndrome. There are so many different situations what we can be in. There can be, a dating opportunity and that person is giving you a tons of like material things and actually investing money in you, and you feel really uncomfortable to take it and embrace that, right? And be taken care of because it brings a situation of insecurity, of not feeling worthy, of not being valued. So this is what I've learned from working with thousands of clients to create success in their life and looking at how energetics show up around money in the human design chart. And even though a lot of it is really energetic, it is two things, okay? This is what I believe makes it successful. One, you believe you are worthy of it. And this has to come from a subconscious. If you grew up to believe money doesn't grow on trees and people with money are evil, it is very hard for you to become financially successful because a part of you believes that that makes you evil. And we don't want to be evil. We want to be loved. We want to be accepted. So within that, there's like a million of subcategories of like feeling guilty, of over-earning your parents, of, fear of jealousy, evil eye, like whatever. There's a ton of things. So number one thing is read deeply, believing on a subconscious level that you're worthy of financial abundance. And the second one, which you might not like to hear, ladies and gentlemen, is effort, passion, dedication, and consistency. Not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline to stick to the thing you said and you need to do to achieve the desired outcome. And you can come to me and be like, but I'm a manifesting generator. There's a bunch of incredibly successful manifesting generators. Just because you diversify doesn't mean that you're collectively moving towards the goal, okay? What happens is that we mostly don't have the tools to sit in the uncomfortable feeling of not knowing how to overcome an obstacle. And so the obstacle seems so unovercomable that we're like, oh, maybe I should switch gears. This can't be it, right? And it's a fine line because I've experienced both. I've experienced a lot of failures in my pursuit to build a financially successful business. And so many of those times I hit my head against the wall and I was like, there's no path forward. I don't know how to continue. I'm burned, broke out, like I got sick. Like, why isn't this moving forward? I'm doing everything everybody tells me to do. But I've also seen what happens when there is little guiding lights that are telling you to continue, and even though it gets really hard and really scary, you somehow make the path forward and you don't give up. That difference has been a mystery to me. But since I've lived it, because, as a 3-5 profile, I grew up with parents always telling me, oh, you don't have grit, you give up so easily. But actually, I just knew before everybody else when things weren't moving forward anymore. And that takes a lot of courage to actually trust yourself when nobody else can see what you see. And so I want to break down today the 5 energy types and the number one reason you're stuck in lack. Let's dive deep. You know what? We're going to start with the reflector, because poor reflectors are like, the reflector DM'd me the other day, Mike, I'm so happy you don't put me the last slide in the carousel on your Instagram. By the way, follow me here. But I thought that was so cute. So we're going to start with the reflector, my beautiful 1%. The main reason you are stuck in lack is because you're too afraid to let go. The moment that you are ready to let go of all of the things you think you need to be, should be, have to be in order to become rich, in order to make money, in order to step out of the brokey situation, that is when abundance will enter into your life. But that is scary. That is so scary. So I get it, right? We always think I need to have first and then I can let go. But it is actually the opposite. When you learn the strategy of detachment, you will understand how letting go of expectations, letting go of the shoulds and the musts will actually open space for your signature to arrive into your life, which is surprise. And so when you empty out your system, when you bring in openness to your energy field, which is your most authentic way to proceed through life, that is when incredible opportunities can come. That is when authentic alignment can come. That is when people actually are able to see the wisdom that you carry, right? So it is not, I have to have first and then I can let go. It is actually the other way around. But for that, you need to build this trust within the universe that you're actually safe to be exactly who you've come to be. And this is going to be a through line for every single beautiful energy type, because at the core, the reason lack appears in our life is because we do not believe that it's safe for us to be ourselves, and we do not believe that we will get financially rewarded when we are exactly who we are. Because deep down, we have shame, we have guilt, and we think that we need to heal to be able to be deserving of. When actually, once you understand how purpose works, once you understand why you have come into this lifetime, once you understand that you make money when you are the most authentic version of yourself, because that is the reason you are here. You're here to be a speck of consciousness in reality. And so the more you tune into that, the more rewarded you will get. Let's do the manifestor next. What is keeping the manifestor from becoming financially successful? Mostly the fear of not being as powerful as you know that you are. And so what you're doing is you're trying to get people to do what you want through fear, through dominance, and through anger. We have so many angry manifestors in the world. This is not the correct strategy, my beautiful manifestor. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, your main essence is being peaceful. Your main essence is taking on that like silent type kind of leadership. Doesn't mean we don't want to hear about your emotions. Please tell us everything that you feel, right? But it is not about dominance. This is what pushes people away. Nobody wants to be dominated in 2027. Well, we're in 2025, but 2027 is the new shift in consciousness and the new paradigm is coming. So I'm already like futuristically thinking about what's coming. Nobody wants to be dominated. And if you're an aligned manifestor, you probably also don't want to be dominating. Why? Because all of the masculine traits have been demonized. Being aggressive, being dominant, having leadership qualities. A lot of these things have a very negative connotation, but they serve us when they're applied to the right place and time, right? If I'm in actual danger, I'm gonna be so happy somebody's aggressive because I really don't like being aggressive, right? Let the manifestor do that. That's in their nature, that's in their DNA, that's what they're born to do. But only when there's like, I don't know, a bear attacking me. You know what I mean? So for you as a manifestor, it's really important that you don't feel lack within. Because when you don't feel lack within and you really trust that your authentic voice can move mountains, that's exactly what it will do. And I'm gonna use my favorite examples. Leo Skeppy. I saw him, what was he making? 2 million a year? From what? Speaking his mind on social media. Is he dominating anyone? No. Is he like the most masculine gay man to ever exist in the world? Probably. Do all women love him? Because he has the divine trait of a divinely masculine man, even though his sexual orientation is not being attracted to women? Yes. Adele. You see in her interview and she speaks her mind. She's funny. Why? Because she doesn't have a filter. She's just authentic. She has this beautiful talent, this beautiful storytelling, this incredible voice, gives us all goosebumps. We all love Adele. Why? Because she's authentic. She speaks her mind. She's not dominating. She's not trying to tell you how to live your life. She's just saying, this is my experience and this is how I live my life. And we mostly like to agree, right? Let's take the projector. The projector is going to be tricky because you all love to hate your own strategy. The amount of comments that I see that are like, I hate being a projector. Being a projector sucks. No, girl, you've got it wrong. Being a projector is freaking divine. You know why? Because you get to sit back. You get to trust the universe. You got to be in your feminine energy, even if you're a man, and allow things to come towards you, like the king and the queen that you know you are, okay? It's just society's got us messed up. It's got you thinking there's no way in hell you're gonna make money by working 3 hours a day. What? That makes zero sense. No, wrong, wrong. What does make sense is to be working 18 hours and have a shitty salary so somebody else can get rich. What doesn't make sense is to be stuck in a 9 to 5 where you're getting paid per the hour, even though you hate your job, and you go there getting burned out and getting sick. That does not make sense. If we would get paid, not for the hours we put into a job, but for the actual passion, talent, and effort, everybody would be at a job that would serve them so much better, because we couldn't afford being in a job we hate because they would pay us shit. Please, somebody change the system already. Please. And so as a projector, you think, I need to hustle and work really hard so that I can make money. But hustling and working really hard is the opposite of your energetic authenticity. So whatever you do with that energy will drive you away from your purpose, will drive you away from making money. On the flip side, there's a lot of projectors who try to kind of conform to this idea, oh no, like I can only work 3 hours a day. Oh no, I cannot do that because I just don't have the energy. Stop using human design to self-sabotage the success in your life, my dear projector. There are great examples on the internet of women who are projectors who built beautiful, successful businesses that are not running on hustle culture. I was actually thinking about this the other day. So there's 2 creators that come to mind that have built businesses where it's so apparent to me that they are projectors. Number 1, it's not confirmed, but I'm just going with the vibe, okay? Stephanie Flockhart. Stephanie Flockhart, and I love how I'm just promoting other women's businesses on my platform. I'm a girl's girl. Has a meditation platform where there's affirmations and EFT tapping for beauty. And her whole feed is about how she became even more beautiful thanks to regulating her nervous system. And so she promotes a very slow, minimal impact lifestyle on her Instagram, right? Fantastic projector. It looks like she's making her money. Like, I have no idea how many people are in her courses, but I'm sure that she is financially successful by promoting and reminding you that you do not have to hustle. And that is like the most projector leadership thing ever. There's another fashion influencer whose name I always butcher. And her name is something like DPC Doppelman. I'm totally butchering that up, okay? The other day I saw a story and she's like, waking up and the first thing I did was take a herbal tea. I lay in the grass and then I don't know what else I did. And I was like, that's the most projector thing ever. And you can just sense in her values and her sensibility that she's a projector. I'm guessing, I have no idea. Maybe she's not, maybe she's a generator, although I don't think so. There's something about projectors in their sensitivity that I feel is just so apparent in their essence, in their aura. There is no aggression in the way that they are seen online, right? And so the new leadership for projectors is embracing that. On the flip side, we have people like Kanye West and Gary Vee who are known for their hustle culture. I mean, not that they're known for the hustle culture, they're known for their freaking obsession. And I relate way more to that. I am freaking obsessed of making human design mainstream and letting everybody know what human design is because it has improved my life and I know it can help everyone in the whole world, parents, children, teachers, every single person who's in a position of leadership. I truly believe knowing your human design, knowing other people's human design will make humanity better. So I'm obsessed with bringing this into the world. I work all day, every day, mostly because I freaking love it. And I don't feel burned out. Okay? My dearest generator, what is keeping you stuck in lack? What is quite interesting about being a generator and also being a manifesting generator, but I'm gonna start with a generator, is that you intrinsically have a easier attunement to societal's expectations of how to become financially successful. And so for generators and manifesting generators, there is just this percentage of more flow because your natural way of being, your authentic way of being is the most attuned to the way society rewards money. You can go and work in a restaurant and get paid for the hour. That works for you, okay? You can also work all day, all night and make shit happen without ever taking a break, which some industries freaking love, right? Fashion industry loves that. I'm sure the financial industry loves that, where I have absolutely no idea about anything, but I'm guessing the finance bros are all like manifesting generators because you need to keep going. Nobody ever sleeps. That is a vibe that society rewards with more money. More hours, more money. It's an old paradigm, but it works. What's the new paradigm to this? The new paradigm to this is you make money when you enjoy your process. And I saw literally a couple of days ago, I saw the screenshot was like, money's attracted to joy. Your main characteristic as a generator is being joyful. What is keeping you broke as a generator is that you're doing too much of the shit you don't want to do. And I know it's scary. I know it's so scary for you to be like, no, I'm actually going to stop doing the shit I hate doing and I'm just going to focus on doing the things that I love. But the magnetism that you create when you move into that energy, that magnetism that you're able to generate when you focus on doing the things that light you up is such a beautiful energy. We need that energy. Without that energy, me as a projector, I've got no energy at all. So we need all generators to be lit up by what you do. And it's scary because there's the people-pleasing aspect. There is this fear of being selfish. There's all this underlying subconscious belief about how you need to show up in the world that you forget that you're here to shine your light bright by doing exactly what you love. And the more you focus on doing exactly what you love, the more magnetic, the more radiant, the more opportunities, the more money will come into your life. And you know as a generator that you are moving into alignment into financial freedom. When you're so busy doing exactly what you love that you don't even think about needing to look for a job. That the opportunities are just magnetized by your aura because you're so driven and focused in the creation of the thing that lights you up and like gives you that passion, that you're getting all of these opportunities and money basically thrown at you to do the stuff you love. You don't even think about, oh, I need to look for a job, or I need to find an opportunity, oh, I need. No. You're so deeply in the trenches with your passion in creating and building and doing what it is that excites you, that you don't even notice how much abundance is building up around you. And you don't even have time to think about the future because your cycle is so in the moment. Okay, last but definitely not least, my beautiful manifesting generator. So I feel like manifesting generators per se are the wealthiest in our society. And that is because you have the two main components that are more societally aligned with what we perceive to be necessary for success. One, you have the consistent energy. You work, you grind, you can like just, you're a resource for everybody because you have consistent energy. You are a driving force. You can push people with just the potency of your energy. Being around you gets people to have more energy, right? So we have the energetic component. And then we have the more leadership component, right? Which is the manifestor energy, the informing energy, the dominant energy, the masculine energy, the get shit done energy, okay? This is what you have. And so having these both as a combo where you have the option to choose, depending on the situation, what is appropriate, will help you skyrocket your success. Because when you talk with your defined throat, people will listen and you don't have to yell. Okay? And when you're doing what you're excited about, your energy is just charismatic and seductive and just radiant, and people want to know what you're up to, what you're doing. Manifesting generator energy to make money is, I believe, the best energy to have in current societal situation. And yes, we're moving into the new paradigm. And yes, I think projectors are like the new energy type to gain the reins of, whatever billionaire status or whatever's coming up. And yet there's something about the power of a manifesting generator. There's things that are holding you back. People pleasing, being too much in your generator energy and forgetting to use your voice, not allowing yourself to say what you need, being afraid of your own power, playing small, not to upset others. So it is, again, a lot to do with the worthiness of your authentic way of being. And so there's also something that I'm gonna just name specifically on women because I know I have a big female audience. Love you, girlies. And that is that being a woman and being a manifesting generator can often come with this sense of rejection because you can be more powerful, more dominant than what is acceptable in society. A lot of men can be afraid, and I really don't like going into that narrative because I truly believe there's somebody for everyone. But a lot of men, and I'm talking about, most industries in the world are run by men. So if you're a manifesting generator female, you're going to run into a lot of men that you are going to step on their toes or they feel like you're stepping on their toes, okay? And then they feel like they need to put you down or they feel like threatened by you. So as a woman stepping in your manifesting generator energy, you need to be unapologetic. I have to say, most of you manifesting generator women are pretty unapologetic, and you're just like a hurricane moving through the offices, through the spaces, and just like seducing everybody around you, and you mostly don't give a f, which is great. But if there's something that's keeping you from, it is that. And also not truly owning and embodying and understanding this idea of changing and moving from different passions that you have. There is a difference between starting something and giving up. And there's something about listening to your gut and moving on to something new when your gut is excited about something else. So there is this mystery, right, that I was talking about in the beginning, which is like, for a manifesting generator, how much am I giving up upon stuff, and how much is my sacral just no longer lit up by this? And this is something that you are going to have to train, and your life experience will teach you what is what. And so again, as a manifesting generator, as I said in the beginning, you can have 400 different interests and they can collectively move you forward. What can happen though is that if you're not able to commit to the movement forward, and you're actually self-sabotaging and using manifesting generator energy as an excuse to keep you small, you're gonna move backwards. You're gonna get lost. You're gonna lack consistency. You're gonna lack confidence because you're not teaching yourself that you can have obstacles and figure it out. So we always have to be very aware of this one thing, and it's the question that in 2022 or 2023, I don't remember, absolutely changed my life, which is, what do you have to do so that you are proud of yourself? This is an essential question that you need to figure out for yourself, because I don't know the skeletons you've got in your closet, but you know where you're lying to yourself. You know where you're playing small because you're afraid. You know where you're avoiding responsibility and effort in order to achieve your goals. Be honest with yourself, answer truthfully, and then step it up. Okay, my beautiful souls, this is all that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments if this helped you at all to understand how you can make more money living your energy type. And any other questions that you have, please let me know in the comments below. I'm so excited to answer each and every one of you. And remember, next week, Sunday, 6 p.m. CET time, I'll see you here again. Remember, I don't care what anybody says, I love you.